Hi guys and welcome to OG Cars, and in today's video we take probably my second most favourite car ever, maybe. It's close with JP because obviously that's mine, but my first favourite car is obviously the Audi Quattro. This is my second most favourite, the Audi GT. We've done a few videos on this car recently where I've been preparing it actually for sale because I've had this for a few years and I've absolutely loved it, and to be fair, you guys have only really seen it in like an hour garage video until recently. And it's just been parked up, and obviously the dream was always a Quattro. I've managed to attain that dream, and now the GT is kind of at a loose end. So I've been doing this work, got fresh MOT, we've got a manual fan override, we've done a service, it's all ready to go, and it's about time that it actually sees a new owner. So we set the scene, it's 2020, I've just lost out on an auction on an Audi Coupe Quattro in pearlescent white, and I was gutted, so gutted to have lost. And on the rebound, I was on Car and Classic going, I need an Audi Coupe Quattro, the non-turbo, non-wide body version, because it's all I could afford at the time. And this came up, it's an Audi Coupe GT, 1988, 2.2 fuel injected, 5-cylinder KB engine. Now, as GTs go, I think this is probably the pinnacle of spec. I mean, the 136 brake horsepower KV engine, it's a great engine with the Bosch K-Jetronic, I believe it is, system, like the mechanical fuel injection. And I was drawn in. It's tornado red, it's a nice colour, and admittedly I didn't really want a red one, nor did I really want a GT. I wanted to find a Coupe Quattro, but it was just in such good condition and it was quite local to G at the time. So G and I went over to have a look at this, and it was deal done at first sight really. Like the amount of history this car has, Steve Cousins, the previous owner, did so much work, new clutch, fresh tornado red respray, new interior, so many other little bits just to get it just right, because he bought it with the wrong radio, with the wrong suspension, and he put it all back to standard. Unfortunately, the radio tape deck didn't work, so I've changed it for a nice Clarion one, and I've kept the original valve point in my spares. But I had to have it, and I had it for the last obviously 3 years, and I used it quite a lot in the first year or two, although when we decided to get the house, it stayed at my parents'. I didn't really use it very much. We did go to a lot of shows to start with, but when it went back on the road to come back home, well, the MOT was running out actually, we managed to get it back, parked it in the garage and let the MOT lapse, and there it stayed for a fair while I've been playing with other things. And it's been, you know, crossing my mind, what am I going to do with the GT? Because the biggest part of me was like, right, it's going to go back on the road, I'll get it MOT'd and I'll use it. But I really wanted a Quattro, and I always thought the GT would scratch the itch and I wouldn't have to buy a Quattro. But I still wanted to do it. I just had to do it. A Quattro came up at a reasonable enough price. I managed just about to stretch myself to buy it, and here we are. It's now selling the GT. I've got it back on the road. It's serviced, it's MOT'd, the garage just round here has done it for us, and it passed with no advisories at all. And to be honest, I was almost surprised. I thought it would need something after being laid up for a little while, but this car has wanted for almost nothing apart from a clutch master and slave, which was an absolute pain in the bum. But we won't get into that. If you guys have heard about the clutch master cylinders on these, just if you hear that they need one, just run over there, run as far as you can, because that broke my back and it took ages, and the nuts aren't captive. I'm going into it now, but no, it's done. This car is in impeccable condition now, and the paint, okay, I'm not the best detailer in the world, and I have forgot to back to black a couple of bits, but I've given it a good polish with G, thanks to her as well, given it a bit of back to black, and it just looks so nice. And I think this is going to be such a nice car for somebody else as well. If that person might be you, please get in touch. By the time this video goes up, it may or may not be listed, so just give us a message on our socials, and we'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, just feast your eyes upon this. It's such a nice car for someone. It's the right spec for a GT, and the condition drew me in when I first bought it, and the condition is just as good now. So it's been a really good car, and I will be sorry to see it go. In terms of things I've done, I've obviously done routine servicing, I've done the timing belt and water pump, but little touches, we've done these very nice original dealer plates with this personalised registration that Georgina bought me. So you can see the rear plate as well in the same style, Zetland Garage Southport, which is one of the original dealers that worked on this car as well, so just had to get them printed in the same. We've also had this Infinity exhaust, full stainless spot on, and it sounds the nuts, Q-clip. We've also done the rear badge overlays, and we've done these nice little Coupe GT stickers in the side. and at the top of the rear window, just to set it off. So that pretty much wraps it up for Gene the GT. I've absolutely loved my time with this car, and if I could keep every car I've ever had, this would probably be one of the top of the list. Admittedly, I've got the Quattro, which pretty much replaces it, which I'm very excited for, although it's broken. So we'll get to that in another one. But yes, I will be utterly gutted to see this go, and I'm glad you guys have followed us for the ride. But for Gene the GT, that is it on OG Cars. I'm hopeful that the new owner is the right home. I'm only going to let it go to the right home and for the right price, admittedly. Otherwise, it will stay. But yeah, if you think that home might be with you, or you know someone that it might be good with, then please let me know. But from Gene, the GT and I, it's goodbye. Like, comment and subscribe. We'll see you all in the next one.